So you're in a relationship. You feel like you finally met your person. The chemistry is off the charts. You just click with this person. They're sharp, sexy, witty, funny. They're all the things you've been looking for. And you finally feel seen. You feel like you've met your person, your match. Things are going wonderfully. And then all of a sudden, something in the air just changes. They stop replying quickly to your texts. And when they do reply, it's very short and very robotic answers. And they take longer to get back to you, or harder to make plans with all of a sudden. And you're wondering what it is that you possibly did wrong. You're replaying every date, every minute together through your head, thinking it must have been something that you did or said. And often, this pull away happens right after a wonderful weekend together. And all of a sudden, there's just a big shift, and you can feel them pulling away from you. Well, this is a sign that you are in a relationship with somebody who is avoidant. People that are avoidantly attached fear emotional intimacy. They fear it to their very core. As children, they were emotionally neglected. They felt unlovable, and they weren't allowed to express their emotions in a healthy way. This creates a deeply rooted fear of abandonment and a feeling of being unlovable. They also fear rejection and engulfment. Engulfment is losing their independence to a person that's ultimately going to abandon and reject them. It all comes down to the fear of abandonment. So, because the relationship is going well, that's precisely what scares the avoidant, because you're growing closer together. So the pull away, when they pull back, they're doing so to keep you at an emotional arm's length. They are trying to create distance emotionally between you and them, because that's how they feel safe. They feel safe when you're not too close to each other. Now, if you give them space, they often come back, but this push-pull cycle can happen over and over and over again in a relationship, and it can continue until one of two things happens. The avoidant, well, they go to therapy, work on their attachment wounds and heal and become more secure, or there's a breakup. Either you get tired of the push-pull, or they just discard you out of the blue. Now, sometimes the avoidant can discard without even pulling back at first. That happens a lot too. But very commonly, there's this push-pull. And when they're pulling away, your instinct is to chase them. It's to try to rein them back in, but the harder you try, the more they pull away. And the harder you try, the more likely they are to discard you. This is a person that just fears intimacy. So every attempt of getting closer to this person is going to push them away. Even if you try to convince them that you are not going to reject them, you're not going to hurt them, you are not going to abandon them, just your insistence of that is going to push them away further. The only thing you can do is take a step back and give them space. Or you can ask yourself, is this a person that's emotionally healthy to be in a relationship with? Is this push-pull cycle something that you are willing to endure for years and years and years and risk a possible discard down the road? A discard is when you are broken up with out of the blue, there is no warning, you're just blindsided, it's a unilateral decision made by the person discarding, and you're not shown any empathy. That is how a discard goes with an avoidant. It's a very, very painful thing, and you're given no reasons from this person. Because they don't self-reflect, they don't really have the ability to articulate why they're doing it. So, you're given no closure. Is that something you're willing to put yourself through? So, important question to ask, because there is nothing wrong with protecting your heart and saying, you know what, this person is not emotionally healthy, not the relationship for me. That's an example of having a healthy boundary, by the way. But if you want it to continue, you have to take a step back and not chase, and just endure the push-pull for as long as you can. It's not a very fun way to be in a relationship. It creates a lot of anxiety, but that's certainly up to you.